Okay, welcome back. This is Edge with Scildburg. So this video is going to be about transistors, which is this little guy right here. This is a TO92 package. The older ones will, if you've seen some older ones in some old radios or anything like that, they will probably be metal, have round and have a metal cap. These are flat on one side and they're plastic. You can still get the metal ones. They're about $2 a piece, so I wouldn't recommend buying those when you can buy hundreds of these at a time for about, I don't know, $5 to $7, something like that. So you can get them for about 7 cents a piece or something like that. In any case, this is probably the most commonly used. This is a 2N2222, and again, it's the most common, probably the one most used by people, most well known. But before we get into all this stuff here, let's just go over a circuit real quick, and we will see how we're going to use this. We're going to use this transistor as a switch. Now, when we do it, we're going to use a button as well. So you think, well, why not just use a button? Well, there are times when you want, in a circuit, you want it to be automatic. So you'll have one component that will be sending pulses of electricity, or whatever it's doing, and you'll want to be able to open that transistor with that pulse rather than manually. And that's what it's for. So first we'll just have, I have a 9-volt wall outlet, so we'll just put the 9-volt there. We're going to come in like this, and we're going to have the 9 volts going to our button. That is not the symbol for button, but that's just the kind of button I'm using, so I'm going to do that. And then from the button, it's going to go to a resistor. That's the symbol for resistor. And then it's going to go to the transistor, like so. Simple for transistor. This is collector, the emitter, and the base. And the emitter is just going to go to our ground, which we'll just put here. And it's going to come over like this to ground, like that. And then our collector is going to be connected to normally we would connect this to, but we could connect this back to positive, but what we're going to do is connect this to an LED, which is a diode, a type of diode, light emitting diode. And that's the symbol for diode. This is with the 2 arrows, that's the symbol for light emitting diode. And so what's going to happen is, so this will be our negative end of the diode, this is our positive end of the diode, and it's going to come through here, and we're going to bring it back around to the positive. And that will complete our circuit. We're also going to put a resistor in here so we don't blow the LED, but chances of that happening are probably not very high anyway. But so this is sloppy, but what we're going to do, so just to show you, the voltage is going to come in here. There's our 9-volt. It's going into the button. If the button's not pressed, no electricity is going through here. When we press the button, electricity is going to flow through here into the base of the emitter, or to the base of the transistor. once the base of the transistor is saturated, it's going to open up and allow the, like I have this symbol wrong, but that's okay. And this should be turned around. The symbol for the diode, the LED should be turned around, but that's okay. In any case, so what it's going to do is allow the electricity to flow through here. Otherwise, the electricity would not flow through. It would not go this way because it's blocked. So what it would do is it would just go through here and around and back, because this isn't open. But once this is saturated with a current, it will be open and it'll allow this light to turn on. That's how the switch works. Basically, putting a current into the base opens this pathway up and allows the electricity to flow through the transistor. Otherwise, this 9 volts will just go through here. So let's put it on the breadboard. So we have our breadboard here. Again, we have the 9 volts wall adapter connected there. So our positive and negative rails are ready to go. And we'll just take our transistor, and just so you know, I do have the data sheet up for this transistor, and we have the emitter, base, and collector there. So what we are going to do is just pop that in there like that. So each one of these is in its own slot, and we are going to connect first. We are going to put a resistor into the base, and we are going to connect positive to the other end of the resistor, just like that. And then we are going to connect the emitter to negative, just like that. So now the emitter is connected to negative. And then we are going to take our LED, and the negative side, if you can see, is the shorter side. So we are going to connect the shorter side, the negative side, to the collector, the transistor, just like that. And then we are going to put our other resistor there so we don't blow the LED. And then we are going to put our wire. It's a red wire. I would use a white one, but I don't have one close by. But it doesn't matter. And then when we connect this positive to this end, you'll see that the light comes on. The LED comes on because the transistor is allowing it. Now, if we take the positive charge out of the gate, from the transistor, from the base, sorry, gate is for a FET. If we take the positive charge from the base of the transistor, the light will turn off. If we put it back in, it's back on. Again, back on. So we have, now imagine another microchip or something like that sending pulses to the transistor, or a pulse or a timer sending a charge and holding a charge on it for a certain amount of time. That's something we don't have to do by hand, and this will allow it to open and allow a different section of your circuit to have electricity pass through it. So I said I would use a button, and I will. I have these little buttons here. Can't see it very well. It's just a little momentary button. So it only stays on until as long as you're holding it. And I got it in wrong. So it only stays in as long as you're holding it down. And then we push the button and it comes on. Again, all the button's doing is allowing the electricity to go to the base. It's the same as me pulling the wire in and out. And that is it for using a transistor as a switch. Electricity on the base, electricity off of the base. On, off, on, off. There you go. And we'll leave it on. Hopefully my schematic wasn't too messy. And you understand it. Again, this is Edge from Scildburg. Thanks everyone for watching.